Negotiations with the Oran were tense but productive. The collective agreed to Voss's terms, and within days their first technology transfer was underway. The Resolute's engineers worked tirelessly, integrating Oran advancements into humanity's ships. Cloaking devices, energy-efficient propulsion, and adaptive shields, tools that turned the fragile human fleet into something formidable. But as the upgrades progressed, Voss's concerns deepened. The Oran's technology was remarkable, but it came with a cost. The ship systems began to feel different, almost alive, reacting to commands with an eerie precision. The integration wasn't just mechanical, it was symbiotic. "Commander," Aelra said one night, her voice heavy with concern. "I've been reviewing the data logs. The Oran tech isn't just enhancing our systems, it's changing them, and it's not clear who's in control." Voss stared out the viewport, the dying star casting long shadows across the bridge. "Keep monitoring it. We'll use their tools, but we won't let them use us." As the fleet prepared for its first engagement with the Accord's forces, the tension among the crew was palpable. The Oran had provided the tools, but the fight ahead would test humanity's resolve like never before. In the distance, the cold light of the Theta Verge colonies shimmered, a fragile reminder of what was at stake. Voss addressed her crew, her voice steady but fierce. "This is the line. Beyond it lies everything we've fought for: our homes, our people, our future. The Accord thinks they've cornered us, but they've underestimated what we can do when pushed. Today we show them that humanity doesn't just endure, it rises." The Resolute surged forward, leading the fleet into battle. The galaxy was watching, the Accord's forces were waiting, and the Oran's enigmatic technology pulsed with latent power. As the first shots were fired, Voss knew this was more than a fight for survival. It was the beginning of a transformation that would reshape the stars. The Resolute erupted from hyperspace at the edge of the Theta Verge system, its upgraded systems humming with an almost sentient energy. Behind it, humanity's newly enhanced fleet followed, a patchwork of ships now gleaming with Oran technology. The Accord forces awaited them, a vast armada of cold, precise machinery and unrelenting numbers. "This is it," Voss said, her voice steady as the fleet snapped into formation. "The Accord thinks we're the same broken species they've been pushing around. Today we show them how wrong they are." Aelra's hands moved deftly over the controls. Accord fleet is deploying a forward blockade, 30 ships, minimum. Their dreadnought is holding position at the rear. Voss leaned forward. "Signal the fleet. Phase 1. Engage cloaking systems and split into flanking groups. I want their sensors scrambled." The Resolute shimmered, vanishing from sight as the fleet fragmented. The Accord's sensors scrambled, unable to track the human ships that now moved like shadows through the void. This was the first taste of the Oran enhancements, and it was already shifting the balance. Accord Admiral Linth, observing from her flagship, frowned as the human fleet vanished from her displays. "They've integrated stealth technology," she muttered. "Impressive, but futile. Deploy the sweepers. Flush them out." But Voss had anticipated this. The Oran cloaking devices were adaptive, reacting to sensor pulses and shifting frequencies faster than the Accord could compensate. While the Accord scrambled, humanity's ships struck with precision. The first human assault group emerged from the shadows, firing focused salvos at the Accord's forward blockade. Ships exploded in cascades of fire and debris, the once impenetrable line fracturing. The second group followed, cutting through the chaos to disable key Accord systems. Voss watched the tactical display with grim satisfaction. They're reeling, push the advantage, target their command nodes. In the chaos, the Resolute made its move, breaking formation to head straight for the Accord dreadnought. The massive ship loomed like a fortress, its weapons systems glowing ominously. "Commander," Aelra said, her voice tight, "if that dreadnought locks onto us, we won't survive." Voss's gaze was unwavering. "We're not here to survive, Aelra. We're here to win. Prepare the payload." The Oran Envoy's enhancements had included one final experimental weapon, a singularity generator capable of collapsing localized space-time. It was untested, unstable, and their last resort. As the Resolute closed the distance, the Accord dreadnought turned its attention to the lone ship. Turrets swiveled and energy cannons charged, unleashing a torrent of firepower. The Resolute danced through the storm, its Oran-enhanced systems pushing the limits of physics. "Shield integrity at 20%, Aelra shouted. "Hold course," Voss ordered. "Prepare to deploy the generator." Inside the Resolute's weapons bay, the singularity generator pulsed with barely contained energy. Engineers worked feverishly to stabilize its output, knowing that failure would obliterate their own ship. "Commander, the generator is primed," Aelra reported. Voss nodded, her voice calm despite the chaos. "Release it. Let's end this." The singularity generator launched, a small, unassuming object streaking toward the dreadnought. As it reached the enemy ship, it activated, collapsing into a point of infinite density. The fabric of space-time twisted violently, dragging the dreadnought and several nearby ships into its maw. The Resolute was caught in the shockwave, its systems flickering as it fought to stay intact. The bridge lights dimmed, sparks flying from consoles, but the ship held. When the vortex subsided, the dreadnought was gone. The Accord fleet, disoriented and leaderless, faltered. Humanity's forces seized the moment, dismantling the remaining ships with ruthless efficiency. On the Resolute's bridge, Voss surveyed the battlefield. Wreckage floated in silence, a testament to the day's cost. But against all odds, they had won. "Commander," Aelra said, her voice filled with awe. "The Accord fleet is retreating. We did it." Voss leaned back, exhaustion and relief washing over her. "Send the signal. Recall the fleet. Today, we've shown the galaxy what humanity is capable of." The victory sent shockwaves through the galaxy. News of the battle reached every corner of the stars, and the Accord's grip began to loosen. The Oran, watching from the shadows, saw their gamble pay off. Humanity was no longer a fledgling species. It was a force to be reckoned with. But aboard the Resolute, Voss couldn't shake a lingering unease. The Oran technology had won them the day, but its integration felt alive. Reports of subtle, unexplainable changes in ship systems were growing. "What's next, Commander?" Aelra asked. Voss stared out the viewport at the shattered remains of the battle. "We rebuild. We prepare. The galaxy knows us now, and it won't stop here. If the Accord or anyone else comes for us, we'll be ready." She paused, her gaze hardening. "But first, we figure out what the Oran didn't tell us." As the Resolute turned for home, Voss knew the battle was far from over. Humanity had proven its strength, but its survival now hinged on understanding the true cost of its newfound power. The stars would never look at them the same way again. The end, or the beginning.